Hi guys, welcome to day 2. It is Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed your long weekend and rested up and now are ready to do some science work. So today you have two things that you're going to be doing. You're going to be completing a fusion lab and you're also going to be watching a video on our first ever science and comics. So for the fusion lab, if you're tuning in electronically, see the recorded version of the experiment. You'll use the results of the virtual experiments to gather your data. Be sure you answer the questions on the data sheet. So there's a video that I've done of me actually going through the experiment for you, and you are going to use that data and fill it into your data sheet. The data sheet is right here. Remember that when you are filling in a data sheet, you first need to make a copy that is all your own. You do this by clicking File, Make a Copy, and then you have your own which you can edit. You will not be able to edit the initial one that you open up, the one that I own, because I wanted to make sure that everybody got the correct copy without you all editing in it. So remember to make your own copy. You're going to enter your trial runs right here. You can also do this experiment on your own. You do need some supplies. One is a container. The second are some bottle caps with Velcro attached to them on either side. We have 20 of those, so that's 10 Velcro tabs and 20 bottle caps and one container. If you don't have the supplies and this is absolutely not something you need to do, but if you wanted to try and recreate the experiment on your own, those are the supplies, and the procedure is right here. I want you to first answer, what do you think will happen to the molecules as the longer that you do the simulation? So write it as an if-then statement, don't forget. So as my molecules, at first they're unseparated, they're not bound together by the Velcro, and then my fusion container, as I shake it, that is supposed to simulate the fusion of the molecules, and I'm going to shake it for a varying amount of times right there. So what do you think is going to happen to the molecules as the time of the simulation increases? So that you would put that right there. Run the reaction for the appropriate amount of time, record the results in the table. So if you're doing it on your own, record your own results. If you are doing this with me, you're going to use the data that I collected in the experiment. And then you've got some post-lab questions. Does the data support your hypothesis? Why or why not? Was your hypothesis supported or not supported? Tell me why. What does your graph say about the relationship between time and fused atoms? As you enter your numbers right here, your data, it will automatically populate a chart, a graph right here. I want you to tell me what the general trend is. Is the line going up, down, sideways, staying the same, all that good stuff. And then lastly, we talked about how this was the process of fusion is actually happening. The process of fusion is happening on the sun and it releases energy. Where does that energy go? Specifically, how is that energy used here on Earth from the sun? Once you finish that, don't forget to change the share settings. You go into share, click change right here because yours will say restricted. You're going to go right here to the caret because then it's going to say anyone with an Emaru. You want to make sure you have anyone with the link so that I can view it. You'll copy the link and submit it into the text box of the assignment in Canvas. If you have any questions about changing the share settings, there's a PowerPoint that walks you through it. If you have any questions about making your own copy, there's a PowerPoint that walks you through it. The video of the experiment is right there. Good luck, guys. The second thing that you're going to do is watch our very first ever Science and Comics. So you're going to watch the following video of Mr. Mac Barnes. He's the owner of Kessel Run Comics in Elizabethtown, and he's going to read you a synopsis of Fusion, the Twin Terrors from the Amazing Spider-Man 1980s comic. So the video is right here of Mac reading the synopsis to you and kind of introducing who he is. We hope to do this science and comic blend whenever possible. If we can find a comic that has what we're learning about in it, we'll read it, and we're going to try to decide if the science that we find in the comic is actually the science that we know and that we study today, or have they fabricated it to make it science fiction. So in this case, after you watch the video and listen to the synopsis of the comic, I want you to identify one mistake in science that the comic made. So you have 3 points total for this assignment. 1, you need to write in complete sentences. That's 1 point. 2, you get a point for stating your fact, and another point is for your explanation of why this is a mistake in science, why it's not true. Good luck, guys. It's a different day, no notes today. You're going to do some hands-on, and then you're going to see, kind of evaluate whether this science that we see in comics is correct or not. Is it based on scientific theory, or is it more along the lines of science fiction? So good luck. If you have any questions, email me. Those are your 2 assignments of the day. Tomorrow we're going to learn about the planetary motion and Kepler's laws. Have a great day, guys.